Hello, hello. This is the My Artifact episode number 3432. Today's date is May 31, 2025. It's been almost like a night at 10:06 p.m. All right, we directly jump into the question. Let's go. Okay, yeah. Question is, how do you deal with anger when it arises? Okay, that's a really good question. Okay. Okay, where is this question came from? So basically, a couple of days ago, I was actually watching a web series named Demons of Leonardo. Okay, yeah. It's a web series actually based on Leonardo da Vinci. If you don't really know who is Leonardo da Vinci, he's a painter. He draw world famous painting Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa. He is not just a painter. He is a master of multiple things. So I thought that I wanted to think like him while watching that particular show. I wanted to think like him. So I went to ChatGPT, asked that suggest me such a question so that I would think like Leonardo da Vinci. It suggests almost like a 20 question. I asked those questions to myself, giving the answer. It felt really good. Yeah. Then I realized that what if I could kind of like a think like multiple personality, like a Gautam Buddha or like multiple peoples. Yeah. So I just typed that suggest me such a question so that I would think like Gautam Buddha or Siddharth Gautam Buddha. So this is one of those questions. The question says that how do you deal with the anger when it arises? Okay. So let me tell you from my point of perspective regarding about anger. Okay, yeah. I am not that much angry person. From genetically, naturally, I am not that much angry. My father is a very calm person. My mother has little bit anger, but literally I didn't really have that much. Like basically regarding about my anger issues, I went towards my father. Like my father is a very calm person. I am also very calm person too. Okay, yeah. So I rarely get angry. Rarely means like that. Very, very rarely. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let me tell you one thing regarding about anger. Okay, yeah. So anger means like that, na you just upset about some certain thing and you kind of like something took the action regarding about that. Like example is this thing that um you have a party. Okay, yeah. You and your friend are kind of like decided to do a party, alcohol party. Okay, yeah. But your friend is kind of like bring the alcohol, sorry, bring the beer instead of alcohol. Okay, so you are shouted to your friend that what the fuck is that, like I was just kind of like somebody want to be kind of like drink the alcohol and things like that, and you bought me beer. Like this is kind of like somebody just a kid thing. Okay. So it's like you are angry towards your friend. Okay, yeah. This is it anger? Well, yeah. Like basically what I'm trying to tell you is this thing na ki from my point of perspective, I don't know, but it's just like that na ki our situation and surrounding are shape us who we are and what we are. Okay, yeah. And I think that na ki every emotions that we are kind of like facing are kind of like something depends on the depends on situation and surrounding. All right, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you, the person who is kind of like angry a lot, okay, regarding about like a kind of like something like the Kabir Singh from the movie name Kabir Singh, okay, yeah. If you are that kind of like a somebody person, that means you have a two reason that makes you angry or you became angry. What are two reason? First reason might be your father or your kind of like a father or mother is a very angry person, so you are okay, probably, yeah, almost like a 50% chances that might be kind of like a things. Okay, yeah, because if your father is angry, then probably you might be gonna be angry. Okay, yeah. One thing. Another thing is that this is only just a maybe like a it matters only 30% or 40%. Means like that if your parents are angry, okay, then probably you have 30% chance that you might become angry. 30%, only 30%. Okay, yeah. But if you are living in such a surrounding where people are angry a lot, really really lot, then it influence you to be anger more, be anger almost like a 70%. What I'm trying to tell you is this thing, from genetic point of perspective, if you are angry, that means it is represented by 30%. But your situation and surrounding, it matters to you, it influences you, and it is kind of like a something pushing your angriness inside of you almost 70%. So let me tell you one thing, if you are the angry person, try to evaluate yourself. Okay, yeah, is your father or parents are angry? Okay, if does not, then probably look at your surrounding. Okay, yeah, those people like at your surrounding, people are kind of like shouting at each other or whatever it is, or you are kind of like from that particular situation where everyone is kind of like something angry and things like that, then probably you have to change that thing and stuff like that. But first, let me ask this question, being angry or having that kind of like something angry inside of you, is it good thing or bad thing? Well, okay, yeah, it's like that's really good question. Like, first of all, we just have to understand this thing: is it good thing or bad thing? Well, from my point of perspective, I'm saying my point of perspective. Oh yeah, this is my point of perspective. This is my thought process that ki being angry is not good thing. Okay, yeah, and I have multiple reasons that why not is good thing, is because of that ki you kind of like a something destroy the things that wanted to be build up and things like that. Okay, yeah, so being angry is a not good thing. Okay, yeah, but let me tell you one thing, we are living in this world. Okay, yeah, every person comes with a very different thought process and different emotions and things like that. As a humans, we are born with the emotions. Definitely we born with the emotions. We have sadness, we have crazy, horny, lot of happiness. These are kind of like some emotions that we have. Angry is also one of them. Okay, and even if you are kind of like a parents are angry or not angry or whatever it is, you can also feel the angry inside of you. Okay, yeah, one of the important thing is that ki how do you express that angry, how do you elaborate that anger, okay, from your body. This is what kind of like a something matter, because everyone is actually feel the angry inside of them, but how do you express them, that is define that ki how or what kind of like a person you are. Regarding about, is it angry is a good thing or bad thing? Well, probably it's a bad thing from my point of perspective, and universal point of perspective too. It's a bad thing. Okay, yeah, it is like basically if you are angry all the time, then probably you have little less social connection. Okay, yeah, because you always kind of like somebody tempered and things like that, and when you are angry, you are kind of like saying some sort of not good stuff to the people, which is people might gonna hurt. Okay, yeah, the things that you were gonna say. So basically people will kind of like a somebody take a space, like a kind of like a somebody that ki people are kind of like a somebody staying away from you, even if you are how rich you are or how handsome you are, doesn't really matter. You just, people will gonna stay a little bit away from you. Okay, yeah, they will only encounter with you is only because of kind of like a somebody have a some sort of reason to connect with you or have some sort of work with you. Okay, yeah, other than that, they other people will not gonna try to be connect or nothing really at all. Okay, yeah, you will not gonna have that much social relationship. When you don't really have that much social relationship, you will gonna angry more. Okay, yeah, when you will angry more and more, people will gonna stay away more and more from you. Another thing is that ki we are social person. Okay, yeah, we are human, we are born with a social animal, and we need a validation. Definitely, we should supposed to be accept this thing ki we are kind of like a social animal, and we are want to be social validation from the people around you. If you are kind of like a something angry and people are stay away from you, that means you don't really get the social validation. That means you will become even more anger, and when you get even more anger, then probably it was kind of like a somebody cause you something very terrible things. Means like that ki if you are very angry, that means you gonna do kind of like a, something such a thing which is illegal, like a murder someone, or like a basically when you are so much angry now, then you don't you can't be able to understand the difference between the good thing or bad thing. Okay, yeah, so it's just like that anger is actually taking control of yourself, and then you will gonna do so many crazy stuff. You might gonna kill someone, or you might gonna hurt someone. Yeah, legit, you might gonna kind of like a kill or stab someone, because you don't really understand the having a kind of like a normal thing, because you always gonna angry. Okay, yeah. So this is what kind of like a some difference. It the path of being anger is not good. Like in the end, it is like really not that good. Okay, yeah. So let me tell you one thing. Being angry is a not good thing. Okay, yeah. But that is a but. Okay, yeah. Sometimes being anger is a good thing too. Yeah, it is a good thing too, and I experience this thing. Okay, yeah. Uh, you had a breakup. You are in relationship. You had a breakup, and the girl that you are like a most, she dumped you. Okay, yeah, and she tell you that ki, you are this person, you are that person, you are pathetic person. Yeah, you are like a really angry regarding about that girl, because you have in relationship for almost like a 8 year 9 year, and basically she just kind of like a dump you for kind of like a somebody just very pathetic reason or whatever it is. Okay, yeah, you are so angry, but you can't really express that thing. Okay, yeah. Now there is a fire burning inside of you. Yeah, legit fire burning inside of you. You are really angry, but you shifted your anger to the something productive, like a doing your work or focusing on your career and things like that. Do hard work and things like that. When you shifted your anger to the something do productive, na, it will improve you. It will kind of like a something that ki kind of like a something enhance you, or kind of like upgrade you, or kind of like a something make it better. Example, take a Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli is a really amazing person. Okay, yeah, and he kind of like a somebody do really well in cricket is because of his anger. Yeah, because let me tell you one thing now, while he was in the field, he went through multiple stages, like regarding about the, like he has a lot of pressure and things like that, because the other team is winning and things and that and that and that. It's just a lot of things. Okay, so Virat Kohli has a kind of like a somebody convert that pressure into the anger, and when that anger he's inside of him, he convert that anger into the action, and he hit the century. Okay, so basically sometimes having a anger is also really good thing, because when you have anger, you shifted your anger to the something productive, something actionable, and when you do that thing, it enhance you, legit enhance you. How do you enhance? Like basically is this thing na, ki just let's just say is that ki hit the century, like a Virat Kohli hit the century, is because of that ki let's just say what is like a, I'm not really sure about what is actually happening in the field. I haven't really been that much cricket. I haven't really played that much cricket. But let me tell you regarding about the perspective, what I was think when, how does Virat Kohli convert his anger into the action? Okay, is because of that. Ki, let's just say is this thing that ki, I don't know how do I supposed to explain this thing. Your body or your kind of like a physical ability to do something, some certain thing, but in particular per a period of time or particular limit. Example, okay, yeah, like you are a weightlifter. Okay, yeah, and your highest score to lift the weight is almost like a maybe 150 or 180 kilogram. Okay, 180 kilogram, that means you actually, your body can capable enough to lift almost like a 180 kilogram, 180 kilo of load and dumbbells. Okay, yeah, but if you are angry, okay, yeah, you are really angry and you just, yeah, like really angry and things like that regarding about you just recently went through breakup, and that girl is kind of like a dump you for like a very stupid reason, whatever it is. Okay, yeah, you are really angry, and when you convert that anger into the action, you might gonna lift 200 kilo of weight. How the fuck thing happened? Like legit, this is what happened. Like when you are angry, your body are meant to be 180 or 170 kilogram to lift the weight, but because you are angry, you are lifting 20 kilo more. Okay, yeah, legit 20 kilo more. And this is what kind of like a something very something is this thing na ki how this thing happened, because this is in the medical science na, it doesn't really prove that thing. Like how does our emotions are kind of like a let us do something really crazy that body can't even capable enough, but still you can do that, still you could lift 200 kilo of weight, but your body are capable enough to weight almost like a 180 kilogram. So this is what it is, this is what kind of like some anger is something, do that thing. Like when we are kind of like a being really angry, you are converted into the action. Okay, converted into the action. So this is what it is. Okay, yeah. Mostly let me tell you one thing now, anger is really good thing when you are playing sports. Okay, yeah. Like when you are playing any sports, anger is really help you to kind of like something push yourself to the little bit further, even more further, regarding about cricket, football, any sports. Okay, yeah, any sports that does really require to do action, it really required to kind of like something anger is really help you. Chess is not the game, like basically chess while you are playing the chess, anger is really not good while playing chess, because while playing a chess, it is like it is really like your brain is really essential, and in that particular time, peace is really matter to play that particular game with long term vision and things like that. Okay, yeah. So if you wanted to implement some sort of strategies and things like that, it really required to not to do that much angry. But if you are kind of like doing such a sport which really require a physical strength, anger is really essential for you. Anger is kind of like a something that ki help you to kind of like a something improve yourself. Okay, but still let me tell you one thing na, anger is not for the everyone, not for everyone. Like for the people who kind of like do the action or do kind of like things, for those people, yeah, but not for everyone. Okay, okay. So basically this is kind of like a something anger. Okay, yeah. Now you have to understand what is actually good thing for you, what is actually bad thing for you. Okay, yeah. Another thing, anger is kind of like a something come from the genetic, which is take percentage of 30%. From surrounding a situation, it is kind of like a it is surrounding a situation affect almost like a 70% of triggering your emotions, triggering your anger and things like that. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna ask question to myself. Okay, yeah, that key, if I'm really angry, okay, I'm angry. Okay, yeah, and how do I supposed to control my anger? Because I know that okay, I am kind of like if I have this anger, then my path would be really not good. So how do I supposed to be control my anger? Okay, yeah. First of all, okay, yeah, accepting anger, it is essential. Okay, and this is like a kind of like a something that a victory for you. What do you mean by that? Okay, let's just say, okay, yeah, if you are angry person, okay, and you are accepting that ki you are angry person, that is like a you win almost like a 50% of your inner struggle, 50% of it. Because let me tell you one thing now, accepting the flaws inside of you, it is a really big thing, dude, really big thing. Okay, and people might not kind of like only accept this thing, like even if the people are kind of like only so much angry, they don't really think that ki I'm angry. No, I just they think that ki yeah, like I'm not really angry, dude, I'm just like I'm not really that much angry, yeah. But it's just like that when they accept that ki they are angry, that is really good thing. Because like a like you are thinking, you are accepting you are angry person, you win almost like a 50%. Yeah, you win your 50%. Now how you supposed to be work on our anger? Okay, yeah, every emotions has its own triggered. Okay, yeah, regarding about happiness, regarding about sadness, regarding about horny, regarding about happy, regarding about angry, all those emotions are triggered by some sort of points or some sort of things. Like let's just say horny is a emotion, right? Yeah. How does it trigger? It triggered by watching some sort of porn movie, or kind of like a somebody watching some sort of naked women or things like that. Those are triggered point. Okay, yeah, those trigger point are kind of like a somebody triggered to you to kind of like a do a sex or masturbate or things like that. Okay, yeah, horny. Sadness, is also have a trigger. Okay, example is this thing that ki basically you are putting lot of effort in the kind of like a cracking the exam and things like that, and suddenly the result came and basically you fail in one subject. You feel really sad. Okay, you feel really sad because the effort that you did, yeah, basically you lost your interviews, like you are putting a lot of effort for a couple of months and you lost the interview, or you don't really perform that interview really well. Sadness. Or kind of like a somebody you suddenly had a breakup or things like that. Sadness. Or maybe you are in relationship and the partner which is kind of like is only very very far away from you and you are missing him so much. Yeah, it is kind of like a create little bit of missing sadness came. Okay, yeah. So these are kind of like a sort of triggered point. Okay, yeah. Regarding about happy. Okay, so how does happy has a triggered point? You gain a million subscriber within a kind of like a year. Happiness. Or you get the promotion. Happiness. Your birthday and your crush is kind of like a giving you happy birthday message, like happiness. Or suddenly at the random day the girl that you like, she send you good morning message. Happiness. Okay. Or maybe you kind of like get the validation from the people around you, like say that ki you are really good person and this and that. Happiness. So these are kind of like a triggered points to get you the happy. Okay, yeah. Now let's talk about the angry. Okay, yeah. Angry is also kind of like a something emotion which is kind of like a triggered by some sort of points. Okay, yeah. How? It's also related with the upset and sadness. Okay, yeah. Let me tell you one thing. Okay, yeah. Let's just say that ki I am basically I prepared for exam. Okay, yeah. And when the result came, I am fail. Okay, yeah. So some people get sad, some people are kind of like something upset. Okay, yeah. But some people are get really angry. Okay, yeah. How the fuck this thing happened? He was kind of like asking the student how this thing happened. Like I was prepared for this and that, and it is not easy. Yeah, it's just like, yeah. Angry is actually came is because of that ki you are not accepting the reality. Okay, and you are kind of like a thinking in his own mind, or you are living in his own mind, and you just think that ki whatever this kind of like I'm thinking is right and the rest of the world is wrong, and you are trying to correct that thing with your anger emotion. Okay, yeah. That is called kind of like a something anger point. Okay, yeah. How do you control that thing? How is this thing, like let's just say what is actually another triggered point, like what is actually, like most of the angriness is kind of like a something associated with a sadness or upset or things like that. Example. Okay. um you are planning for Goa. Okay, you have a couple of friends and you are planning to Goa. Okay, yeah. Now you plan everything, you trip everything, like you plan everything regarding about how do you supposed to travel, where do you supposed to stay, what kind of like food we supposed to eat and things like that. Okay, yeah. And basically just like that ki, tomorrow we are going to the Pune, we are kind of like going to the airport, and suddenly there is a couple of guy, like there is a one guy who is like, there is couple of people who says that ki because of some certain reason I won't be able to possible. Dude, like basically you are at the airport and the couple of people are kind of like a ditch you because of this and that reason, then you are really angry. Because of that you are planning for this Goa for almost like a month or 2 months, and everyone knows that ki we are going to the Goa, but at the kind of like a moment that thing is end up, everyone is ditch you, you are getting so much angry. Okay, let me tell you one thing. At that point people might gonna upset, people gonna say that what the fuck is that, like this is the like some people are kind of like take a mild thing, but other people are kind of like somebody so much angry. Some people say that ki dude what the fuck is that, like basically we are planning for this month and you don't really have any kind of like a thought about this thing, just that. Okay, so this is what kind of like some angriness. Okay, some people might gonna upset, but some people get gonna angry regarding about the same situation. Okay, yeah. So this is what kind of like a somebody triggered point. It's equivalent to a sadness, but some people are kind of like a represent by the sadness or upset. Some people represent by the action or angriness. Okay, yeah. Now when you are angry, how do you supposed to control that angriness? Well, uh, I am not that angry. Okay, like basically regarding about my surrounding and my family and my kind of like from parents. My father is not angry. They are very calm person. Regarding about my social life, I don't really see that much kind of like a something very angry thing. Okay, yeah, in my home everything is really good. Like I'm not gonna say that like in my home like people are not fighting. Obviously my parents are fighting with each other. Yeah, yeah, but it's just like that ki I'm not really influenced that much. Okay, and I try to control that thing. And basically in my upbringing I never really see that much hate and things like that. So probably I don't really have that much angriness. Okay, yeah, but I do feel angry. I do feel angry. Yeah, let me tell you one thing. There is a one situation that I wanted to tell you. Okay, yeah. One of my friend who is okay. So what exactly happened? Okay, so one of my friend who has a wedding. Okay, yeah. I decided that everyone should supposed to be wear a blazer at his wedding. At that time, I have a blazer. I have my blazer, my cousin blazer. Like basically, I arranged three blazer. Okay, because of that, ki most of people in my group doesn't really have a blazer. So basically, I arrange at least three blazer. Okay, yeah. Most of people have kind of like a one or two blazer. So probably we are arranging because most of people like in my group, like most of people doesn't really have any blazer or things like that. So everyone is actually collecting the blazer that ki chalo everyone should supposed to wear a blazer in the wedding. Okay, so what exactly happened that ki the person who didn't really arrange the blazer, he kind of like called me that ki I don't really have a blazer. Would you arrange blazer for me? And say yeah, okay, no, that fines. Okay, so I arranged the blazer and things like that. Okay, yeah. Now what exactly happened in the wedding? He arrived very late. Okay, yeah. The person he called me, he arrived very late. Okay, yeah. And because of he arrived very late, he has only one blazer left. Okay, yeah. And he doesn't really like that blazer. He just say that this blazer is not really good and this and that. Like he already mentioned to me that I wanted to be kind of like a look really good, so I wanted a good blazer and things like that. So basically the blazer that I arranged for him, arrange like the blazer that I arranged for him, he didn't like it. Okay, yeah. So I just kind of like give it my look. Okay, take my blazer. Okay, like wear my blazer. I'm gonna wear this blazer. Okay, let's just exchange. And he just say no, no, nothing at all. No, I don't want to be wear blazer and things like that. Just I'm just gonna attend the wedding like this. And this is kind of like a something very fucked up thing. Like basically like basically I decided that everyone should supposed to be wear a blazer because it's kind of like a represent some sort of like our friend is getting married now. So I just thought that like let's just be have a unity, dude. Like everyone should supposed to wear blazer. It felt really good. It's a really good thing. Okay, yeah, this is my thought that everyone should supposed to wear blazer. But that friend was kind of like being really angry. He just says that no, I don't like this blazer, so I don't want to wear blazer. Even if I offer him my blazer, that looks really good too, but he is not taking that thing. No, I'm not gonna wear this blazer. And he was kind of like saying so many stuff regarding to me that like I don't really have blazer and things like that. What will gonna happen that if we not really wearing blazer and things like that? Like some people gonna consider to us. It's just like he was kind of like saying so many not good stuff because I don't know why he was like basically he's kind of like saying so fucked up stuff, okay, to me. And I'm really angry to at that time because I know how much effort I took for arranging all those blazer and things like that. For almost like a 7 to 8 people, I arranged the blazer. Okay, I went to cousin, I went to this, that, arranging all the blazer and things like that. After all those efforts and things like that, if I'm kind of like hearing those kind of like some sort of words that kind of like something affect me, I am really angry, like legit angry, and I wanted to kind of like somebody say so many things at that time. But I, what exactly I did is that I just went away. Like basically at that time, at the middle of the conversation, he was kind of like saying this thing. I was like, yeah, like basically I thought that I just wanted to hit that guy. Okay. But it just like let's just control that thing. And I didn't really control. I just kind of like went away. I just kind of like left that conversation, left that middle of the conversation. I went to the kind of like somebody at the ground, and I was kind of like let it, like I just screamed very loudly. Yeah, I just like yeah, I just screamed very loudly. And in this because it's a ground, like during the night it's a ground, there is nothing, no one was there. And I was kind of like a scream very loudly. I was kind of like then I relax myself. Okay, I stay there for at least like a 10 to 15 minute. Okay, and to control my mind and things like that. And then I went back to the wedding, and then just be really calm and cool. Okay, yeah. By the way, that wedding, no one is actually wearing blazer, because this thing happened. Then probably everyone dropped that blazer thing. Like everyone says that ki chalo main ye nahi, like he was not wearing blazer, so I will not gonna wearing blazer. Fuck off the blazer and this like that. So everyone is like, I also like basically take off my blazer and things like that. Let's just enjoy this party. Let's just their thing. Okay, yeah. But still, I when we are try to take the photo, everyone should supposed to be wearing blazer, but just for taking photos. Oh yeah, that's it. So this is what kind of like a something I control. Like whenever I got a hanger, whenever I got angry or things like that, I left the conversation. I left the middle of the conversation and just kind of like something go by, and I just, yeah. And this works most of the time, most of the time. Like let me tell you one thing, I am 31, living with the parents, not earning any money. I'm getting this lecture that would you supposed to be earn money, how do you like supposed to earn money, you are 31, you should supposed to get married and things like that. My parents are always kind of like simply saying me so many not good stuff, like regarding about like I chose to be YouTube career. And yeah, like every relative came and every relative says that ki when you will start earning money, when you will gonna married or things like that. What I do is that I just kind of like somebody left at the middle of the conversation. I just like and kind of like no, I don't want to like basically I just can't control this anger. Like basically like basically regarding about the life choices that I did is meant for the future, is meant for the better future for myself, and I won't gonna do a job and things like that. But I don't want to express this thing because in the end it kind of like a fuel to the anger even more. So what I do, I just kind of like left that conversation. Okay, and it kind of like only work for me. So what I do is that whenever I get angry, I just away from that conversation, away from things, and then yeah, I put my headphone inside of it and just play some sort of music or whatever it is, and I focus on my work, and that's it. So this is what how I control my anger probably. Okay, so every person has its own kind of like a some way to control their anger, but this is my way and it worked for me. Okay, yeah, I'm not really sure about is it work for you, but this is my kind of like a controlling the anger. All right, yeah. So this is it. This is how I control the anger. All right, this is it. I should supposed to end here, and thank you.